Get ready for the action, because we are kicking things off with a historic moment. We are diving straight into the ATP Roland-Garros qualifying first round, where Nicolas Mejia is taking on Pablo Lamas Ruiz in a thrilling clash that sets the tone for the entire tournament. This first-round matchup is packed with potential upsets and incredible tennis, so stick with us to see how this high-stakes battle unfolds right now. Including a brand new studio show and an epic documentary about the rivalry between Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner. Find out everything you need to know about this massive coverage overhaul. And finally, we're looking at the digital revolution in tennis coverage. TNT Sports is bringing the legendary John and Patrick McEnroes back with the Max Zone simulcasting on YouTube, expanding the reach of the Roland-Garros action to a whole new generation of fans. Don't miss the action. Tune in now for all the latest tennis news. In a historic moment from the early days of professional tennis, the ATP tournament at Roland-Garros in 1970 featured a qualifying match between Nicolas Mejia and Pablo Lamas Ruiz. The contest took place in the first round of qualifying, with the score remaining tied at 0-0, signaling the start of a competitive challenge for entry into the main draw. This match is a notable entry in the archives of tennis majors, highlighting the early competitive landscape of the professional tour. Joao Fonseca has pulled out of the Hamburg Open, sparking fitness concerns ahead of the French Open, as he cited discomfort in his right wrist as the reason for his withdrawal. The Brazilian player, who had been scheduled to face Yannick Hanfmann on Monday, announced his decision via Instagram, stating, "I've been experiencing some slight discomfort in my right wrist since I arrived. Together with my team, we've decided it's best to withdraw as a precaution." This decision comes at a critical juncture, with Roland-Garros starting just a week away. Experts view the injury as particularly worrying because Fonseca's forehand is a potent weapon on clay, a skill praised by defending champion Carlos Alcaraz. Any restriction to this area is seen as a significant threat to his game preparation for the biggest clay court event of the season. Fonseca's season has been marked by resilience, including early exits at the Madrid and Italian Opens, and struggles earlier in the year, such as a back injury that led to withdrawals from Brisbane and Adelaide, and an opening round loss at the Australian Open. Despite these setbacks, he has shown significant form, including advancing to the third round of Roland-Garros last year and achieving success in recent tournaments, including tiebreaks against Jannik Sinner at Indian Wells and winning a set in Monte Carlo. The absence is not isolated. Current top player Daniil Medvedev also withdrew from Hamburg due to back issues, seeking to preserve his chances for Roland-Garros. Furthermore, former world number 4 Holger Rune has confirmed he will skip the remainder of the clay swing, including Paris, to ensure he is fully fit. Consequently, the Hamburg Open now faces a depleted draw for the ATP 500 event, situated between the Italian Open and Roland-Garros, while trying to maintain relevance before the major slam. For players who have already accumulated sufficient match practice on clay, the focus is shifting from preparatory tournaments to preserving fitness for the ultimate challenge at Paris. Warner Bros. Discovery is set to deliver the most comprehensive Roland-Garros viewing experience ever conceived, offering fans unparalleled access to the iconic clay court tournament across multiple platforms. Starting today, coverage of all qualifiers is live on HBO Max in Europe and the US, with 900 matches available throughout the tournament, including 215 hours of live linear coverage from the main draw on TNT Sports in the UK and Ireland, and Eurosport across Europe. Expansion across local free-to-air channels in Europe will feature selected matches live in Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and Turkey, complementing Eurosport's premium offerings. The U.S. coverage is expanding significantly through a multi-platform presentation across TNT, True TV, HBO Max, Bleacher Report, and House of Highlights, featuring marquee matches on TNT, whiparound action on True TV, and enhanced streaming features on HBO Max, including the return of the Max Zone, hosted by John and Patrick McEnroes and Lucas Brody. HBO Max is positioning itself as the ultimate streaming destination, promising the best viewing experience featuring every point live on every court, with an estimated 10,000 hours of tennis content available. Key features include multi-view for simultaneous viewing of up to 4 matches, key moments to jump to pivotal points, player alerts for real-time notifications, 1080p Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos on selected courts, and multi-language feeds with up to 20 commentary options in Europe. Local flavor is emphasized with TNT Sports broadcasting the daily studio show, Courtside, live in the UK and Ireland, and the new TNT Sports 360 studio show, which offers a combined multi-court and studio experience. Across Europe, Eurosport 1's Courtside show will feature Leslie Beatrell with top pundits, while Germany will host Matchball Becker with Boris Becker, and Spain will feature Eurosport's Pasando Boluses. Digital coverage is robust, with 60 localized digital platforms in Europe providing behind-the-scenes content, mixed-zone access, drone footage, and tailored highlights. In addition to live coverage, WBD is streaming new content, including the original 45-minute documentary, The New Dawn of Tennis, which follows Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner and features expert interviews on the history of the tournament. A galaxy of tennis stars will present live from Roland-Garros, featuring a vast roster including legends like John McEnroes, Boris Becker, and Venus Williams. This coverage is part of WBD's broader summer of sport, which includes cycling events like the Giro d'Italia and various mountain bike series, alongside other major events like the FA Cup and UEFA Finals. WBD's coverage of the Giro d'Italia, Strade Bianche, and other races will be available on HBO Max, Eurosport, and TNT Sports across Europe and the USA. Furthermore, HBO Max is becoming the new streaming home for TNT Sports in the UK, with all live sport currently on Discovery Plus moving to the platform. The 2026 Roland-Garros schedule runs from May 18th through June 7th, culminating in the men's singles final on June 7th. TNT Sports is set to bring a modernized, digitally focused approach to Roland-Garros coverage, featuring brothers John and Patrick McEnroes hosting whip-around coverage during the first 6 days of the French Open. The Max Zone will air live on True TV around 9 a.m. ET, with the first hour of each day simulcast on YouTube, signaling a broader trend among sports broadcasters to leverage digital platforms for expanded reach. This development follows discussions between TNT Sports EVP and Chief Content Officer Craig Barry and the McEnroes a month ago, as the brothers expressed interest in pushing tennis coverage into the 21st century. The new setup will utilize a dedicated set, strategically located near court Philippe Chatrier, to maximize player visibility and allow for fluid movement between matches. The 9:11 a.m. ET slot was chosen to capitalize on the expected action in the Parisian afternoon, and the broadcast will feature interactive elements with viewers via YouTube. Lucas Brody of the Broadcast Boys will join the show to engage with talent, players, and online commentators. Barry emphasized the goal of presenting the athletes in a new, more dynamic way, stating, "Even though you know them and even though you've heard them, the truth of the matter is that, in a small, discreet way, you just haven't heard them like this." While True TV will maintain its traditional rally coverage, TNT Sports will focus on marquee match presentations, with match coverage also returning to HBO Max. The strategy aims to attract new viewers particularly those drawn to digitally connected presentations of the historic tournament. This move aligns with the growing importance of digital platforms. Nielsen data shows YouTube reached 12.7% of U.S. TV viewing time in February. Bari noted that YouTube represents a vital avenue to reach massive audiences, positioning it as a crucial component of a 21st century network. Furthermore, TNT's digital sibling, Bleacher Report, is actively embracing digital strategies, including an animation-focused YouTube page and creator competitions. Bleacher Report head of content Tyler Price highlighted the platform's strength in incorporating fan voices. When you are conceiving an idea that wants to bring the fan voice into the coverage itself, that seems to be the place where we can generate that conversation and that interactivity better than any of the other platforms that we have different strategies against. Brody's role will also involve generating clippable moments designed to drive buzz across various platforms. Roland-Garros ratings have seen a 25% increase last year following a shift from Tennis Channel and NBC, supported by significant video engagement from Bleacher Report. Main draw matches and the Max Zone are set to begin on Sunday.